Yeah, so this got announced. This is we finally are getting a DC animated film that we have wanted and hoped for since they started making them. Even more so than The Dark Knight Returns. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, in 2016, we are getting Batman the Killing Joke adapted into a DC animated film. Hell yeah. Now, I know a lot of people say, like, oh, there's so much Batman. Admittedly, yeah, Batman sells, and I wish we could get more DC characters. But, yeah, I'm excited for this, and I haven't been excited for a DC animated film since, like, ever. And even Assault on Arkham. Assault on Arkham was fun, but I was like, it's alright. And the Justice League movies have been total suckage, so, yeah. I am so excited for this. Batman the Killing Joke is pretty much one of the most, like, essential, not only just, like, quintessential Batman comics you need to read, but also it's, like, the essential, most people consider it the essential Joker story. I mean, yeah, I'm not the biggest Alan Moore fan, but I gotta give credit where credit is due. This is the story you need to read if you're a Batman fan. It's like essential Batman reading 101. It's like, if I was to give you a list, this would be on it. Among with Long Halloween and... I don't know, I'm not the biggest Dark Knight Returns fan, so I don't know if I'd put it on there, but Long Halloween and this, Brian Azzarello's Joker, and I'll have to come back to that. I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. Now, the big thing, let me just say this first and foremost, let me just say this out front. You gotta go hard on this. You gotta go hard, like, all the way on this comic. You cannot puss out on this. And I know Bruce Timm's behind this, but yeah, even in Dark Knight Returns, there was some stuff edited out. It was kind of toned down. And this comic is probably one of the most hard-hitting comics ever. Not just in Batman, but comics in general. And, the kind of allegation that, Joker may not have raped Barbara Gordon was in there. Obviously the scene of her getting undressed by Joker after being shot and crippled. Gordon being stripped naked and more or less being driven to the point of insanity. This is a very hard-hitting comic, and you can't stray away from that. But hopefully, this has got to get an R rating. This can't be PG-13. What I'm hoping for is this is gonna be an R-rated. This is gonna be their first R-rated film. And you have to. And I don't mean to say, like, oh, it's R for the sake of R. This needs to be R. Just like Batman Dark Knight Returns needed to be R. Again, it was kind of, I felt like it was a little toned down. But yeah, this you cannot, if you want to tell the full story, you have to go hard. Like I said, you got to go hard on it. And, Bruce Timm's behind it. This is a project he's been wanting to do since day one, apparently. He's finally getting to do it next year. I'm going to assume that this is going to be out in spring or summer next year. But yeah, that's what I'm betting, but it is, 2016. The other thing is, and this is and I think this is going to happen. I would be surprised and I'd be a little disappointed if it wasn't. You need Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, because this is the story Mark Hamill always wanted to end his Joker career on. He's always said in multiple interviews and little things here and there that if he was to ever do Joker one last time, he would want it to be the Killing Joke. This is the thing Mark Hamill wants to end his career on. Not end his career. Let me back up. I'm sorry. Not end his career, but end his time as the Joker. That's what I meant to say. Sorry, I completely brain farted on that one. My apologies. But yeah, this is the thing that I feel like, because Mark Hamill, even though he said, "Oh, I don't want to come back. I don't want to be Joker after Arkham City," but I still want to do Killing Joke. That would be my favorite end. And then we got him in Arkham. Then we got him in Arkham Knight. Granted, in illusions, kind of. But yeah, I'm really interested to see if I really want to see Mark Hamill come back and really kind of play that low, sinister Joker, and Kevin Conroy as Batman. I know they brought Kevin Conroy back for multiple Batman animated films, but I feel like this is the one that, and I know Kevin Conroy's talked about not being, he's not going to stop being Batman. He has no intention of retiring from Batman, at least as I know, because he's never really talked about, I don't want to be Batman anymore. And he's like, yeah, I want to be Batman for as long as I can. So yeah, and Mark Hamill's now kind of saying that, I want to be Joker for a while, but I feel like if he does decide to retire from Joker, this would be his magnum opus right here. And I feel like out of all the Batman stories they've, and not just Batman stories, but animated films in general, I feel like this I feel like out of all of them, all the animated films, like you could fit the whole story in one without needing to cut anything out. I don't think you would need to. This would actually, like, if you've read the whole one-shot comic through and through, you could look at it and go, yeah, I could see this as an animated film. It could probably fit the hour and 15-minute time slot without needing to cut anything out. You could probably fit the whole story in here, but again, don't shy away from it. This is the story that, I think a lot of us have kind of wanted since day one, since they started doing, animated films. DC animated films. This and Kingdom Come, but that's another story. Yeah. But, yeah, another thing is that, are they going to copy, they're going to do Bruce Timm's style of animation? Are they going to do that? Or are they going to do, try to do, like, an adaptation of Brian Bollard's artwork? Because, here's the thing, Brian Bollard's artwork is probably going to be really hard to imitate. Gotta say that up front. Brian Bollard, his artwork is beautiful, and I don't know how well you could mimic that in animation form. I would have to say they might do Bruce Timm animation, and if we're gonna get and if that's the case, I would love to see like a loose DCAU adaptation of Killing Joke, like that kind of cool fusion between the '90s Batman cartoon and this story, and kind of like fuse them together, kind of like how the Arkham City universe, like my good friend Shades at Night once said, as we were talking about the Arkham games one time, he said, yeah, the Arkham games are pretty much the 90s cartoons for grown-ups. It's pretty much the grown-up the adult version of what the 90s comics was, what the 90s cartoon was. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I would not be shocked if they decided to go with the animation style of Return of the Joker, Batman Hush, and do that for this story. I would be really happy with it. I honestly would be very happy with that kind of storytelling right there. But yeah, I could go on and on. I'm just so excited for this. Because I haven't been excited for a DC animated film since, I want to say Arkham City, but that was more like, yeah, I'm interested to see where that's going to go. So, yeah, I mean, if you've been a fan of the new films, of the new DC animated films, that's fine. No ill will against you. I personally have not. So, but yeah, I cannot wait for this to come out. I really hope the DVD cover is like the comic book cover. I really want that. I really want that to be the DVD cover. So bad. But yeah, so you guys tell me, what do you guys think of The Killing Joke finally getting an animated film? Do you guys like the idea? Do you guys hate the idea? And do you want to see Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy be Batman and Joker, or do you think they'll go with someone else like Bruce Greenwood or with John DiMaggio, or they'll go Troy Baker with Jason O'Mara? I'm not the biggest fan of Jason O'Mara as Batman. I just don't feel it. If you like it, if anyone out there likes it, that's totally fine. No ill will against you. I personally just don't feel it. I really hope if they can't get Conroy, get Greenwood. I absolutely love his Batman. And as for Joker, Troy Baker's good, but again, I really like also John DiMaggio's Joker as well. But if they can't but first and foremost, it's got to be Mark. And I don't want to sound like a fanboy or whatever, but like I said before, this is the story where you feel like, where you really feel like this is the story Hamill and Conroy were meant to play together in. These were the reasons why they were cast as Batman and Joker. This is the story, this is the reason why they were always meant to be cast as Batman and Joker, and I feel like that would be like a cool magnum opus for them. And again, I don't mean to sound like a fanboy, I really don't. But it's just like, you can't you can't go away and go like, I don't want to see, it's like, do we have to get Hamill and Conroy for this? To which I say, yeah, but if you can't, I really hope it's a really good, someone else, But yeah, first and foremost on the list, I want that. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm just really geeking out on this so hard. So, once again, I'm going to ask you guys, what do you guys think of, Killing Joke finally getting a DVD, animated film adaptation? Who do you want to see in the voice cast? outside. Actually, let's make this interesting. Who do you want to see in the film outside of Batman and Joker? Like, who do you want to see be the voice of Gordon and Barbara and Commissioner Gordon? I already said Gordon. Sorry, Bullock, and possibly if they have, because Penguin was in there, maybe they'll have Penguin do the voice. They'll probably just get Nolan North to play Penguin again if he does have a speaking. He does have a speaking role in there, but if they might, just to give it a little more time, they might do that. But yeah. Also, I can't wait to hear what the Joker's "Don't Get Even, Get Mad" song is going to finally sound like, because you've got to have that song in there. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.